should be.
The following segment is sponsored by Providence Health and Services. This segment of Afternoon Live is brought to you by Family Matters.
Health and education, safety, and the quality of life. KATU and our partners are proud to bring you Family Matters, offering solutions to the hard questions.
Because KATU and Providence Health and Services know that family matters.
Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. Multiple sclerosis is a neurological disease that affects more than 1 million people in the U.S. And Providence MS Center in Portland cares for more MS patients than any other facility in Oregon. Joining us now to share more, we welcome the founder of the Providence MS Center, Dr. Stanley Cohan. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me about, for those who aren't familiar, what is MS and what are some of the symptoms?
So multiple sclerosis is a disease of the brain and spinal cord. And it's the result of our immune system, which is there to protect us under normal circumstances from infections and cancer cells, inappropriately attacks our own tissue. So people get a series of symptoms depending upon where in the brain and spinal cord the disease attacks. So a person might have loss of vision, a person might have double vision or vertigo, a person may have weakness or problems with balance, but also sometimes problems with memory and concentration. So the disease has many different manifestations. It varies greatly from patient to patient. People can be very mildly affected and no one even knows they have it.
Right.
To the more, unfortunate circumstances where people are really very disabled.
So you mentioned, how variable it is from patient to patient. What can day-to-day life be like depending on your symptoms for someone who's living with MS?
Well, that's a key question, because what we're striving for is quality of life. The well-treated patient, in my opinion, is a person who would lead exactly the life they would have led if they didn't have MS. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. But how well a person functions really depends upon several things. Number one, how severely ill they are. So imagine a person who works in an office that's very hubbub and busy, and because of the MS, they're having trouble with memory or concentration. Or a person who used to be a laborer, and they have weakness or problems with balance and so on. And there's also the emotional toll that the disease can take on people, and also how supportive an environment they are in.
Sure.
So all these things matter, and they really can impact the lives of people with multiple sclerosis.
So you founded the center here in Portland 23 years ago.
Yes.
We've learned a lot. There's been some huge leaps in research, but there's still a long way to go. Still a lot that we don't know about the disease.
Well, there's a lot we don't know, but I can't emphasize the wonderful progress that's been made.
Yeah.
In 1993, there was not a single medication for multiple sclerosis. We now have over 25 medications.
Wow.
Of ever-increasing efficacy or effectiveness. And I can remember how excited we were when we got those first couple of medications. They worked, but really weren't solving the problems at the level that the medications do now. But we still have a lot to do. We don't know how to prevent the illness.
Right.
And there are people working on vaccines to see if we could vaccinate people and prevent them from getting it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we need medicines that address another issue. People with MS get distinct attacks. They're called relapses.
Yeah.
And it can affect any part of their nervous system. And we really can stop relapses with our current medication. What we haven't succeeded in doing is preventing the slow progressive worsening over time, even though they're not having relapses.
Okay.
But we are currently investigating new medications specifically that have qualities that may enter the brain, enter the spinal cord, and we're very, very hopeful that in the not too distant future, we'll have therapeutic agents which will prevent the disease from progressing.
That is so exciting, and there are
bet.
lots of ways that we can get involved and help. A couple of events locally I want to mention. Upcoming MS Walk, there's one in Bend tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Please go there, you folks.
Yeah, if you're in Central Oregon, there's an event in Bend tomorrow, and the MS event in Portland is coming up on May 18th. Can you tell me more about that walk?
All right, so the walks are really very important for a number of reasons. First of all, they bring together the MS community, and they're always a lot of fun, even when it rains. And
Yes.
People feel very supported. Imagine you have this frightful illness, you feel isolated, and there's 2,000 people there to support you.
Yeah.
Families enjoy it, patients enjoy it. They're always fun. And the other thing that's very important is that we raise money that way.
Yeah.
And the National MS Society, the bulk of the money they raise goes into research. So some of the very things I was talking about just a few moments ago happened because of the continuing support from the MS Society, and the way they can support is through the generosity of people. So attend the walk, have a good time, and write a check.
Lots of great reasons to show up and support. Thank you so much for your time. It was great talking with you.
It's a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Again, the 2024 Walk MS in Portland is on Saturday, May 18th. We'll have all the information you need about to sign up or make a donation on our website at katu.com/familymatters. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this. First, let's check in with